Good afternoon, race fans. Welcome to the main event for the Battle of the SRA for 2022. We are set for today's main event here in this race. After the two qualifying races we had here yesterday, you'll see who will take the second annual event. Of course, Noah Tutu, who won this event last year, is not in today's race because he didn't make it through his qualifiers. So there you go. Lacey Washington, Tim Templeton on the front row. Tim Templeton's on the pole. We got Courtney Lynn, Paul Minnick, Daniel Voiles, Gilda Giovinazzi, Zach Underwood, Timothy Grenville, Lulu Champagne, Brenda Eveling, Lauren Ekstrom, Ebonia Mirmoez, Great Lakes, Alexandria Van Dam, Ben Tennyson, Luke Cage, Arlonzo Carrera, Sam Johnson, Jessica Miller, Truman X, Danny Rant, Strawberry Lawson, Nick Foster, Jacob Tutu, Zachary Fitzwater, Amanda Scoutmaster, Marco Diaz, Dylan Rash, who's still subbing for Manny Rivera, Mackenzie Thompson, Sandy Stewart, Ish Taylor, Rebecca Hawkins. I don't know why I still have that R on there. I do apologize. Kelsey Hobbs, Michelle Conrad, Gloria Tucker, Brendan Rogers, Desiree Voiles, Chelsea Richards, Chloe Baumgartner, Quentin Honeysett, Lila Bagai, and Crystal Fontaine. That is your 42-car field. Whoever wins this race will win bragging rights for their respective group. Let's get these cars going. You can check down the description which driver is representing which league. Last year, this race was 40 laps. This year's race, 38. So we've taken 2 laps off. And of course, we had a yellow in this race a year ago. This is a non-points event, so anything can happen. These drivers are probably nervous as I am. And whoever's driving that 26, that's not, that's kind of, I think that's Blue. Yeah, that's Blue Jenner who's in my ride. Because I'm up here in the booth. All right, here we go. 38 laps. The 2022 Battle of the SRA is green. Let's roll. Will PCSRA redeem themselves, or will it be 2 in a row for TMSRA? We're about to find out. In the qualifiers last year, we had a yellow. In the qualifiers this year, we had a yellow. In the main event of this race a year ago, when Noah Tutu won, we had a caution. Will we have it happen again in 2022? We'll find out. Tim Templeton representing TMSRA going for the lead. Here comes the PCSRA representative. That is Courtney Lynn. "38 laps. Long time for these drivers to just take it easy and just make sure your car is handling good for this race. Fuel will not be an issue, though. Will tires be an issue? That will be the question and the story of today's event, as Zach Underwood goes for the race lead. I don't have the list of who's driving for what, but like I said, you can check down the description and you'll find out who's representing what. As Zach Underwood going for the lead, or has the lead, the Rockstar Energy Audi. As I said, I took off score 4 so that way you didn't have to see spoilers of the Oreo Cup series that I've been doing. Which, speaking of the Oreo Cup series, as Alexandria Van Dam goes for the lead, they will be in action later today at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. They're at Coca-Cola Super Speedway. Hope you will join us for that. Or actually, they'll be actually racing tomorrow, because today is the Battle of the SRA, so they end up getting an extra day to prepare for the Coca-Cola event. So they're racing Saturday, which is tomorrow. So there you go. Gilda Giovinazzi has taken the race lead from the Budweiser Chevrolet. That's a representative from Team SRA. So is Ben Tennyson. We talked about Noah Tutu did not win. Can Jacob Tutu make it lightning strike twice on a Tutu driver winning? Mr. Where Did He Come From? And Elijah's most favorite driver, not. If you remember from all the Foster series where Jacob Tutu wrecked Elijah Gordon several times at Atlanta in, I want to say it was the Truck Series or in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series race. There's Ben Tennyson. A lot of drivers in this field either making their first start or making a repeat appearance in the main event, but with a different team, or some of them have stayed with the same team. As we're going to check the back of the field, Daniel Voles back here with Sam Johnson, Desiree Voiles, Zachary Fitzwater, the Aussie, making it into the main event. Great Lakes, the only one of 2 Triple P panelists that made this race, the other Daniel Voiles. There's Crystal Fontaine. These guys and gals going 4 wide. This track has got plenty of room to go 4 wide. You just got to make sure you don't slide up into one another and go 5 wide, or you're going to cause a big wreck like we almost did with the 67 and the 85, as they were just door rubbing each other. That was Amanda Scoutmaster and Great Lakes. Thankfully, they settled that out real quickly. But my goodness, that could have been a disastrous for a team. Thankfully, it wasn't. By the way, if anyone's asking what I'm chewing on, it's ice, okay? Sandy Stewart had the lead. Timothy Grenville will take it away. Kelsey Hobbs, Rebecca Hawkins, a couple of PCSRA regulars up there. As those 2 ladies are working their way to the front. Of course, Rebecca Hawkins, the now defending Reese's Pro champion. Lacey Washington from the TMSRA. And again, as I said in the qualifiers yesterday, no points are involved. And the 01's taking the lead, making sure the back of the field is cooperating nicely. Oh, Jessica Miller almost got hooked by Van Dam, but they saved it. That was close. Whew. Good driving there, Jess. That was close. My goodness. I was thinking that was going to be a one-way trip to the inside wall for the 56. How we sell it, I don't know. Good grief. Kelsey Hobbs currently our leader. So we are now on lap number 11 of 38. Of course, Auto Club Speedway. Of course, this is like, even though this track is California Speedway, it's called usually called California Speedway. Then it changed to Auto Club here in Fontana, as Ben Tennyson's going to go for the race lead. Check the back of the field, just making sure nobody does anything stupid. We almost had a wreck with the 56 and the 02. And if for anyone that doesn't know why Dylan Rash is still in the 59, that's because Manny Rivera missed the last 2 races of the Reese's Pro this year and was injured and had to miss the final 2 races. I believe he got injured in the first race of the round of 10, which caused him to miss. Same with the 71 of Tim Templeton, who's still replacing the injured Sarah Redmond. Sarah Redmond decided not to race in the special events, just to sit out. She will be 100% ready to go by the time we get set for Daytona next year, which, by the way, I'll go ahead and make this announcement. If you guys have not noticed on my channel of the streams, that's because we're going to have the Reese's Pro Series coming back to YouTube starting next year. So we're definitely looking forward to that. A little over 340 or something days like that. 300 plus days until the 2023 Reese's Pro Series season gets underway. So I hope you guys are excited for that. And we'll discuss all the new things and all that to come. And you'll see this driver here, Strawberry Lawson, in that event, because she's already the only Joe Gibbs racing car locked into the top 35 in points. So, and I'll explain all of that as we get into the when we cross that bridge, as far as the news and stuff is concerned. Liking how these guys and gals are behaving nicely, giving each other plenty of room. Had a couple of scares there, but surprisingly, we are still green flag racing. Now, the question I'm going to have for these drivers is Daniel... Okay, I was going to ready to say, is Daniel Vols trying to make it 4 wide there, but he was not going to make it 4 wide, as Ish Taylor nearly got turned by the 09 of Marco Diaz. They keep it together. Good grief. These drivers are going to be really going to cause a wreck. There's going to be a wreck before this thing is over with. But I was getting ready to say before that happened is that, you know, these guys have, is tires going to come into play, because it is hot and slick outside here at Auto Club Speedway. It is currently, if I look at the temperature really quickly, 73 degrees, excuse me there. Cat got under my tongue this morning. I don't know why. But anyway, 73 degrees. Wind's blowing west at 10 miles an hour, so we might have a headwind, and these cars are going to be sliding around. Nearly a close call between Marco Diaz and that's Rebecca Hawkins, my bad. I almost said Annie Winters. Keep thinking Winters is in that ride when she's not. But I was getting ready to say, you know, I wonder when these tires start to go away, I wonder if we're going to have any issues like Crystal Fontaine just had. That didn't take long. Caution's out. And that was Gilda Giovinazzi who caused that wreck. As we're now racing them back to the line. And I was getting ready to mention, are these tires starting to go away? Because it's 38 laps. These drivers have enough fuel to go 38 laps, but do they have enough Goodyear rubber to last 38 laps? That kind of answered our question there. Now let's make sure these drivers learn the lesson of don't back into one another under the yellow, because we've had a tendency of having that problem. Daniel Voiles up high. Oh my word, somebody's flipping. That's Sandy Stewart. We've had a crash under the caution. Brendan Rogers, Ebonia Mirmoez. My God, we had a flip. First of all, let's see what brought out this caution. Then we'll see what in the hell happened to the... Somebody came to... Oh, that's probably a 73. Let's see. Yeah, you kind of figured these tires were starting to go away. And, ooh, looks like 36 pushed up into the 043 of Crystal Fontaine and the 73 went for a wild ride, took both cars in the wall. Fontaine is okay. But then what happens here with the 80 is what I'm trying to figure out. We're past the halfway mark in the 2022 Battle of the SRA. Okay, what happens here? Did we get male abuse, or was it 2 female drivers? Yep, we got female abuse times 2, and I don't know how in the world Daniel Voles missed that. Oh my word! Oh my God, the 80 cars in the catch fence, ladies and gentlemen. Holy cow! We have not had that happen this weekend. My God. Holy cow, I do hope Sandy Stewart's okay. My God. Oh, Kelsey Hobbs got a piece of it. But, man, the 94 and the 41 just launched the 80 and just ripped the catch fence apart through the through the Napa and Pepsi signs. My God. Jesus. That's almost reminiscent of what happened to Travis Crampton in 2015 in the K&N Pro West race at this track. My God. Where he got turned in the wall coming off turn 4. That was going into turn number 2. Jesus. Do hope she's okay. Sandy Stewart, my God, that was scary. The good news is, thank God there was no grandstands there. The bad news is, Jesus, now they got to repair the damn catch fence before Oreo Cup Series comes here. My God. That was violent. That might have been our violent wreck of the weekend, may I point out. Good Lord. I've seen crazy things so far in NR races. I've never seen 2 cars just shove another car up into the catch fence, and that car went flying. I thought it was going to clear the track. If it wasn't for the board signs, my God, that could have been bad. Let's go on board. See, right here, got the catch fence of the Bosch, Pepsi, and Napa signs, and I think they look okay, but damn, the catch fence is probably destroyed. Good grief. I'm glad Crystal Fontaine is okay. I do hope Sandy Stewart is okay. My God, that was scary and a half. So as long as we make sure Sandy Stewart is okay. I mean, Brendan's okay, but my God, that 80 car. Holy shit. That's like flashbacks of what I just talked about. I have never seen a car go that high in the catch fence ever. In my time I've done I've done an NR series or have covered the BHRA Reese's Pro Series. I have never in my life, ever since I've been coming to Auto Club in 2010, have I seen a car go into the catch fence for a very long time. God, that almost reminds me of what happened to Jacob Tutu at M&M's in 2011. When he went in the catch fence for quite a long time and just ripped the car and ripped the front and the back of the car off, almost like what happened in real life with Myatt Snyder in the Xfinity race at Daytona this year. Jeez. But thankfully, Jacob was okay and continued racing. Well, I do hope Sandy Stewart is okay. They're probably going to take her to a local hospital, which, by the way, I've just gotten word they have taken Sandy Stewart to a local hospital. No word on the medical condition of her, so we do hope she is okay. She was awake and alert when she got out of the car, but she needed some assistance getting out of the car. Speaking of Jacob, there he is in 4th, but I do hope Sandy Stewart's going to be okay. That was scary. And I bet Jacob Tutu's probably thinking in his mind, man, I don't like seeing that. I can't say I blame you. So, well, I do hope for the best for Sandy Stewart, because that's one of the drivers joining World NOS Racing, and hopefully her injuries are not fatal. At least her injuries are minor, which is good news from what the Infield Care Center just told me on the headset. The 73 is a lap down as far as that's concerned. Drivers out after that incident. Crystal Fontaine for the caution. Brendan Rogers, Sandy Stewart, which she has been taken to a local hospital, so prayers to Sandy Stewart, and hopefully she is going to be okay. Kelsey Hobbs and Aboni Amiro is out of the race. Jeez. We just went from very excited to, Jesus, that was a scary wreck. No wonder why Nathan Orman's going to be in the booth with me for next season, or I don't know how we're going to do that as far as that plan's concerned. Now with the announcement, I'm doing the races back on YouTube. Oh boy. But like other commentators, the show must go on. We cannot dwell on Sandy Stewart. We just want to focus on this race here. Boy, they're getting really racy here. So some of these drivers have cooled off their tires. 73 is off the pace, so the 73 is more than likely out of the running. And Mackenzie Thompson is leading as we enter turn number 1 and 2. That's Timothy Grenville in the 81, the Food Lion Holden. Second year in a row, we've had a caution in the main event, but unlike last year, which was in turn number 3, this year it was in turn number 2. And then we had a scary wreck coming back to the caution, or while the drivers were slowing down under the yellow flag. Jesus. As long as Sandy Stewart is okay, that's the only thing we can care about. So we're coming up to 10 laps. We're getting closer to the end of this one. Hopefully Sandy will be all right for tomorrow for the Oreo Cup race. You'll see that right here on this channel. Be a 2:30 Eastern Time start. If I get any word on Sandy Stewart between now and tomorrow's Oreo Cup Series race, I will pass it along to you all between now and tomorrow. Or if I get any word on her condition between now and tomorrow's Oreo Cup race, I will make sure to let you all know. And hopefully she'll be cleared the race tomorrow, because she's one of those drivers that if she got a win in the Oreo Cup Series, she would be in the playoffs. So, hopefully the injuries are not severe, and she'll race tomorrow. Thought I saw 4 wide there. And we kind of almost had 4 wide. We're now inside of 10 laps of racing to go. Timothy Grenville currently our leader. Strawberry Lawson would take second away. Here comes Great Lakes in the 85 from El Paso, Texas. Of course, Great Lakes is running the special events before he hands the driving duties over to Lisa Simpson, who he signed in the offseason. All the other drivers involved in that wreck coming back to the caution, and Crystal Fontaine, who was involved in that first incident that brought out the yellow, all thankfully have been checked and released from the infield care center, so that's good to hear that. Sorry, I was trying to get something out of my teeth. Here we go. Timothy Grenville leads. Here comes Great Lakes in the 85. Great Lakes from El Paso, Texas. This team is from Texas, but they are currently... Outlaw Motorsports is based out of El Paso, which is right near the Mexican border and the New Mexico border. In the panhandle of Texas. Great Lakes was one of, I believe, 2 drivers from Texas. Sean Art was the other. Sean did not make the main event, sadly. As we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Caution comes out any point that it will end this race. Do not cause a yellow, guys. Oh, they're going 4 wide. This is going to not end well. This could be bad. Do not make it 5 wide. 5 wide is going to be no way Jose. Jessica Miller backed out. Oh, Strawberry Lawson nearly put it 4 wide there. That could have been deadly right there. We saw what happened when 4 wide wasn't a good idea. The 9 car is going to end up leading. That's Courtney Lynn. Couple of representatives from Team PCSRA. Courtney Lynn wants to have a good run for her team owner, Nathan Orman, who unfortunately did not make the main event. But his teammates did. Oh, no, they're going to wreck. Lauren Ekstrom nearly got turned by Timothy Grenville. Nice save, although Cody Smart won't be happy about that. Boy, do not wreck. Oh, they're going to wreck. They're going to wreck. They're going to wreck. They're going to wreck. Yes, they've wrecked. Caution's out. Timothy Templeton's upside down. Courtney Lynn's going to win the race back to the line. She might have just done it. Leela Bakai involved. Tim Templeton upside down. Alexandria Van Dam involved. Okay, hopefully we don't cause a wreck under the yellow, please. Please, 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 guys. Our second caution and our final caution. And Courtney Lynn has won it for Team PCSRA. Let's take a look at real quickly and see what happened as I'm trying to get to the 71. Second car that's gone for a wild ride. All right, this is at the rear of the field. They went 4 wide at the rear of the field, and well, we have another male abuse. Whammo. Wow, Leela Bakai went in the air. And then has car sex with the 0-2. No pun intended. And then Tim Templeton went upside down. And that meant Courtney Lynn out of Nathan Orman Motorsports is going to give SRA their first win and tie this series at 1 going into 2023. And it was a SRA 1-2-3 with Jacob Tutu coming home in third. If somebody needed a win after a struggling season in Reese's Pro, it had to be that 9 bunch. Looks like the 71, the 02 are out of the race. Looks like 73 finished a lap down. I think the 73 came to pit road. And Leela Bakai out of the race. So the yellow and white will come out. This race will end under the yellow flag. And Courtney Lynn, who had a struggling season in the Reese's Pro, finished 22nd in points, never found victory lane in the Reese's Pro this year. About time Courtney Lynn won something for once. And hopefully she will use that confidence going into 2023 for Nathan Norman Motorsports. The yellow and white has been displayed over the blue Mountain Dew Chevrolet. All she just needs to do is just cross the start-finish line, and she's got it made. So we're going to end up with 33 drivers on the lead lap, 34 finishing the race, and everybody else out of the race. And we'll document everybody in just a bit. So the top 10 will be Courtney Lynn, Great Lakes, Jacob Tutu. That will be the podium right there. Chloe Bumgarner 4th, Ish Taylor 5th, Lacey Washington, Sam Johnson, Marco Diaz, Daniel Voles, nice run for him in 9th, and Quentin Honeysett complete the top 10. So Courtney Lynn, who had a struggling year, her team owner Nathan Orman did not make the main event. Nathan Orman had the 9 and the 88 in the event. And where did Brenda Eveling finish? She finished 14th, so that was a somewhat of a decent run for the 88. And Courtney Lynn, who told Nathan Orman that she let him down in the Reese's Pro and she tried her best. And Ormy knows she can get better. Well, Nathan Orman, you're happy to say this. She has gotten better. Courtney Lynn will win the 2022 Battle of the SRA for Team SRA. And you think about this, let's try that again before I screw it up again. If you think about it right now, Nathan Orman Motorsports has won the last 2 special events. Can you believe that? Standings are officials. We've already given you your top 10. Let's give you your top 20. Strawberry Lawson, 11th. Terminex, 12th. Michelle Conrad, 13th. Brenda Eveling, 14th. Gloria Tucker completed your top 15th. And the rest of your top 20 is Amanda Scoutmaster, Chelsea Richards, Dylan Rash, Lulu Champagne, and Mackenzie Thompson. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, some drivers who had some pretty disappointing days. Fitzy came home in 25th in that regard. 33 finished on the lead lap. Rebecca Hawkins was the last car to finish the race. Gilda Giovinazzi was the only car that finished off the lead lap. Everyone else finished out of the race. Alexandria Van Dam, Tim Templeton, and Leela Bakai, they are now in the infield care center, so I won't get an update on those drivers, but they are going to be all right, which is good. Ebonia Mirmwes, Kelsey Hobbs, Sandy Stewart, do hope she's okay. I'll give you an update on her condition in tomorrow's pre-race show for the Oreo Cup Series, Brendan Rogers and Crystal Fontaine. So it's not been a good day for Fitzy's drivers, which Fitzy's really going to be disappointed, which that's too bad because they had high hopes going in, and unfortunately, it was not the case. But Courtney Lynn delivers on her promise to her team owner, Nathan Orman, and she comes away your winner of the Battle of the SRA. And now we've had a male driver win it in 2021 in Noah Tutu, a female driver winning it in 2022 with Courtney Lynn. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Battle of the SRA main event. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We've shown you your full finish and results. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the Oreo Cup Series race at Coca-Cola. Until then, I've been Daniel Voles signing off as you've been watching yet another production of the PCSRA, the best NR racing around the world since 2017. We'll see you guys tomorrow at Coca-Cola. Goodbye from Auto Club Speedway.